you you're coming for the first time, you are very welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Let's make up something very easy and simple. That's what we're making up now. Something you'll be able to wear for some very occasions. So, welcome, welcome in the building, everyone. I'm happy to have you here. Happy Sunday and happy Sunday to you guys. Let's go ahead to share the live stream. Okay, so we can have more people in the building. We're going to be making up a dress, which is find something very easy and simple to create. If you can hear me, say hi. Okay. Hey, I did not even connect this one. I was not hearing myself. So, guys, tell me if you can. If you can hear me. If you can hear me, say hi. If you can hear me, say hi. If you can hear me. Today, this is the fabric I'm going to be using today. I want to make something for myself, so I want it to be kind of very easy and simple, something that I could wear to go to church. You know, this fabric is quite very light. It's wax. So kind of wax, So, as you can see, it's a very light one, so it's gonna be very easy to go. So, start by folding up fabric into two. When I fold it into two, I want to make sure that whatever I should have folded should be 1/4 of my measurement. Yeah. Even though this is big enough. Can you hear me, guys? Don't mind the noise at the background, but just follow up what I'm about doing. I have children behind. Okay. On. So I'll go ahead, just fold it over like this. It's a very light fabric. If you're watching from YouTube, you're welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you're watching from Facebook, I'm happy to have you here. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm gonna check this out. So, can you hear me, guys? If you can hear me, say hi. Say hi, say hi. I'm going to go ahead and just pin. Pin, yeah. Don't mind the noise in the background. Pin, yeah. And pin. After pinning, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead to be putting my measurement. Mishala, love. So we are done pinning in. We're gonna start it up now. We're making up something very simple and easy to go. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just draw it. Let me see if this thing is visible. Is it visible enough for you guys to see? If it is, seems like it's not gonna be tricky. Let me see something colorful. Let me look for something colorful. Which one am I going to do? Since this is a little, there's white on it, you cannot really see what I'm working on. Can you see that one? Let's see. Let's see. This thing kind of very slow. Let's see. See, this is what I'm going to use. This one is better. Where is it? I'm checking. If you can see, let me know. You can see. If you cannot see, okay, I have this one. I think this one is going to work. Okay, what we're going to use for today. My YouTube lovers, you guys are welcome. I'm gonna draw a start point, which is going to be the waist, the shoulder line. Alright, shoulder line. Salut, ça va? Okay, the shoulder line. Which dress are you making? Something very simple. I did not put it on the screen today because I don't even know what I'm making myself. Anything that just come up. All right. I'm thinking. Okay, so we're gonna take the shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder measurement is 14. 14 divided by 2 is gonna give me 7. I'll mark that up. I'm going to slant it down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Now after that, I'm going to move now to the armhole depth. You can use your shoulder measurement or you use your round armhole divided by 2, okay? Normally, I just do 7 inch. Or, yeah. Or you take your round bust divided by 6 if you want to know what exactly you'll be using. Round bust divided by 6, you add 1.5 inch to it. You see that you're almost going to have the same measurement. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and connect these points up with a straight line up like that. I will also connect this one up like this. Now, this is where we're going to decide if you want a V-neck, if you want a normal neck, if you want, which one should we make? V, normal, what? Thinking. Okay, so let's make something different, a little bit, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll be marking up. It's going to be a simple one, like I said, something you can wear to go to church, okay? I'll mark, first of all, mark neck depth of 3 inch, neck width of 3 inch. This is the basic neck depth we normally do. After doing so, I'm going to go ahead and connect that up like this. Let me move my tablet. I'm keeping it here so that I'll be able to read your comments, because if not, I cannot read your comments. I'm going to connect that up like that. This chalk is good, but it's kind of very stiff. I'm going to connect my shoulder slope. You can see, right? After doing so, what I'm going to do, the comment. I hope people on YouTube are even seeing what I'm doing, because the comments have even covered up my face. First time joining you. Okay. So after doing so, what I'm going to do is to measure from the shoulder to the half length, which my half length is normally 15 inch. My half length is 15 inch. It's not like it's normal, it's 15 inch. Measure from the shoulder to the hip. Yeah, hip, I'm going to work with 23 inch. From the shoulder to the length, I want it to end on at least shorter one, should be around 30. Then we'll add a little bit of gather, or we can add a circle. You're welcome. We can add a circle at the downer part, not to be too long, so I'll be able to put on some leggings on that. I think I'm gonna do, yeah, 30. Yeah, 30. Okay, like I said, it's a simple dress that we'll be able to wear and go to church. I connect those points up straight line, and also connect this. This is 30 is around on top, if I'm not mistaken, on top of the knee. Now, normally I was not supposed to do this. I was supposed to do this one first. Don't make a mistake. I'm still checking if you guys are really seeing, especially those on YouTube. Yeah, that chalk is not really visible. I'm trying to. If I use blue, it's not going to go. Which other color can I use for this? White, there's too much white on it. Let me look for another chalk, please, so you guys can see what I'm doing clearly. I have a lot of chalk. This one is better. Let me use this one with a bigger, I think I'm gonna use green. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit different. It's very different from the fabric. Let's hope we'll be able to be visible for you people. Okay, sorry about that. Want you people to be able to see what I'm doing, okay? Like I said before, we were not supposed to do, this lines up, we're supposed to finish here first. So this is what I'm going to do. You simply measure whatever you have on your armhole depth line, divide it by 2, which mine is 7. 7 divided by 2 is going to give me 3.5, right? And I'm going to go in. I'm still thinking if I should add sleeve or I should do it without sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to go in for now by 1/2 inch. I will have to come here, take my bust measurement, divide it by 2. Round bust divided by 4. Are you sure I'm even okay? Round bust divided by 4. I'm asking myself if I'm sure I'm okay. My round bust, you have to take, my round bust is 34, divided by 4 is going to give me 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and connect it up like this. And I'm going to connect these 3 points up together. This one is visible now. Okay, now that I'm done doing so, we can go ahead to start putting up all the rest of the measurement. But before we do so, we want to add up at that. I'm going to take my nipple to nipple, the bust span separation, whatever you may call it, okay, divided by 2. Mine is 7 divided by 2 is going to give me 3.5, but because we're working on a fabric directly, I'll be adding 1/2 inch to it. I'm going to mark it up here. I'll mark that 4 inch here, and I'm also going to mark it on the length, even though that line on the length we're not going to be really needing it, but on the waist and the hip depth line we'll be needing that up. So after doing so, what I'm going to do is I'll have to come here on my chest line. I'm going to go down by at least 2 inch. That's where my bust point is. Or you can measure from the shoulder all the way to your bust point, which mine is 10. It's almost the same thing, see? So I'm going to come here and mark that point up. The bust point line is going to help us when we're making up at that. So now I'm going to connect this line up, that nipple to nipple, which we just marked right now, so a few minutes ago. I'm going to be adding up my dart. I'll come on the nipple to nipple. I'm going to go down by 1 inch. You can go down here, that bust, so you go down by 1.5 inch. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here like this. I'll be doing 1/2 inch, both sides, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch here. On the hip depth line, I'm going to go up by at least 2 inch. Now, we went down here by 1 inch. From here, we went up by 2 inch. So 1/2 inch both sides. I'm going to connect that up right now. The only thing is, if you had a tracing wheel, you can use this, because if not, we are still going to kind of pin it up and reconnect everything up, which is going to, tracing wheels is going to help you a lot. I don't know why I kept my tracing wheel. I used to have it there. So I've just marked up my darts right now. The only thing I don't like about this chalk is, look at my hand. Now, I'm going to put my measurement. I'll come on the chest line I've already put, which is 34 divided by 4 is going to give me 8.5. I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it. I'll come on the waistline. I'm going to put 1/4 of the waist, which mine is 28 divided by 4 is going to give me 7. I'll replace back this 1 inch. Then I'm going to add up my 1 inch to it. The sewing allowance for me, I'm using 1 inch. I don't know what you're going to be using. So I'll come on the hip depth line. I'll put 1/4 of my hip depth, my hip. Round my hip is 38 divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. I'll go ahead now and put 1 inch to it, because you know that here we went up by 2 inches, so we'll not be needing that measurement here. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this up like this, like you can see me doing right there. You see what I've just done, right? I'm going to go ahead now and connect these points up like this. Now, since I said I'm going to be adding up, I don't know if it's gather or flay or anything I want to add, but later on we'll look into that. So I want to make it is somewhere around on top of the knee. So simply what I'm going to do is to measure up whatever I have here on the hip depth line, which is about 11 inch. I'm going to go ahead and minus. You can, this part, because we want it to be fitted, and to be a little bit fitted, okay? So you can minus. If you want it to be really pencil, you go ahead and do 2 inch. But for this, I think I'm going to do 1.5 inch, or even 1 inch. No, let me do 1.5 inch. So it's 11 inch minus 1.5 inch. We're still going to go back to that 9.5. Then I'm going to go ahead and just connect these points up like that. Oh, because it's a big pencil. Now, after doing so, what I'm going to do is, I've not really decided what I'm going to be using on the neck, how I want it to be, but I want it to be a little bit deeper. So for the neck depth, I'm going to go down by at least 5 inch. Let's say 4.5 inch. I don't want it to be too up. Connect these points up like this. All right. Gonna have in the form of a V. If you want to do a round, you just go ahead and do a round neck. Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, should I do it like that, or I should do it round? Doing it round is gonna be something like this. Place it up like this from here. You can see the difference, right? You see, it's round. I've just connected it up like that. Now I'm going to be cutting, but I have to add up 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, because we'll be using it to join it up to the other piece. 1/2 inch. Yeah. You can also add 1/2 inch here as well. Okay. 1/2 inch. You can add it up, but I will not be adding it up. Okay. My fabric is quite very light. So definitely I'm going to be using this front to curl up the back. Or if you want, you can actually cut up the back first before cutting up the front. Okay, like I said, if you want, you can do a round. I don't want a round, so I'm just gonna go ahead and connect this part up like that. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pin this up. fold again my fabric into two. Be using the front now to cut up the back. Everything is almost going to be the same except of the armhole. The armhole. You know, the armhole normally of the front is normally deeper than the back. I mean, yeah, of course, it's deeper than the back. So, and then the neck width is going to be different. That's the only thing that's going to be different from this. And the zipper allowance, which we're going to be adding to it, because definitely this fabric is not stretchy, so you'll be needing up 1 inch of a zipper allowance, because there's no way you're going to put on. You're going to tell me that you'll be able to wear this without no zipper. So I'm just simply go ahead, pin, and pin. Now I will just draw this, the hip, the waist, the chest, and here is this point. Now what I'm going to do, like I said, everything is going to be the same except of the zipper allowance, the neck depth of the back, which I may choose to do it more, or I can break it up to make it a normal one. So first thing, we are going to go ahead and adjust up the armhole of the back, which of the front is normally deeper than the back. So you can see I'm going out here like this. You can see, right? Just gone out here a little bit. Then we have the zipper allowance. So this is my waist. From the waist, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in from here. Let's see what I have here. So from here, what I'm going to do, let me first of all do it here. Now here I'm going to go down by 1.5 of the neck depth of the back. The other one I make it V. Yeah. I'm thinking. The other one I did 7. It was good. Now I'm going to do 1.5 inch, normal one for the matter. Like I said, or something like to go to church. 1.5 inch. Then now this is what we have. So from here, what I'm going to do is to go in by half inch right there. Okay, that's just an adjustment for the zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it up like this. This way our zipper will just will not be budging behind or looking like those funny stuff. Okay, so cutting time. Remember, the back is supposed to separate it into 2 for the zipper. You can choose to add your zipper at the side. You can choose to add your zipper at the back, or you can make it even more deeper, so you will not be able to the neck of the back, so you will not be adding up any zipper. So I'm going to be cutting this part up like this. I've already added on my zipper allowance. Like you can see that half inch, I'm taking it away that I went in. Okay, now this is the dress. I'm going to decide if actually I want normal sleeve, full sleeve, I think we're going to do normal sleeve. I'll start by folding up fabric into 2. I'm still thinking of what I'm going to do down. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 2. The the sleeve. This is for the sleeve. I'm folding it into two. Then we fold it again into four. That's because I want to be able to cut the back and the front together. Now you're going to decide if you want to make a normal sleeve, you want to make it a puff sleeve, or whatever you want. I'm just going to make something small, short. Okay. Now for the sleeve, start by drawing a straight line like that. Now I'm going to move now to my sleeve cap. To get your sleeve cap, take round bust divided by 12. Whatever you have, you go ahead and add ½ inch to it. Okay, ½ inch to it. Let me pin this so it will not be moving. To get sleeve cap, divide round bust by 12, then you go ahead and add ½ inch to it. You can normally use between 4 and 5. But I always prefer for you to divide your round bust by 12. Whatever you have, you add ½ inch to it. So you'll be able to know exactly what you're using. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll be marking up 4, 4.5. I normally use 4 or 5 sometimes. Now, I'm going to go ahead, take my round armhole divided by 2, which was 7, remember. After that, I'm going to connect these points up with a straight line. You see what I've just done there, right? I'll take my time to show you. Now, what I'm going to do is, you can come here and go in here. Normally, I always go in here by 2 inch. Right? 2 inch. You can divide up. Let me show you the basic way I always do. Measure up whatever I have here, divide it by 2, which is 8.5. Divide by 2 is going to give me 4.025, which is right there. I'm going to go up here by 1 inch or 3/4 inch. I always do 3/4 inch. Then still measure up whatever I have from this center to this center. Okay, which is 0.25. It's going to give me 2.2 right there. You go down by ½ inch. You don't want to make this part too deep. You see what I've just done? This is the 3/4 inch I went from here, from the center, I went up. So connect this part up from this part like this. And then here I went in by at least 2 inch. Then I'm going to bring this up like this. You don't want to make it too deep. Bring it, pass it through that ½ inch. Like that. You can use your French curve. Which one? I always use this one. You place it up like this. You see now? Place it up like this. Connect it up. Like that. Pass it to that point. Then when you get here, now flip it up to this other side. Connect it up. Like I said, don't make this part too deep. So I'm just going to go ahead and we blend that up. Alright. Now I'm going to take my upper arm, divide it by 2. Okay. First of all, let me mark the length of my sleeve. I'll be doing 10 inch. 10 inch is good to go. Now, my round able normally is 10, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 10, 12? 10, 11 divided by 2. 11 divided by 2 is going to give me 5.5. I'll go ahead now to add 1 inch to it. Then I'll still add for my sewing allowance of 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead now and connect this up like that. I've not added up 1 inch here. I'm going to add 1 inch. But normally, what we normally do is to go ahead and measure up whatever I have here. What I normally do to be sure that it's exactly what I'm going to be using to measure up whatever I have from this point. From that ½ inch, this is the ½ inch. We had ½ inch because we normally add our sleeve after which we have sewn this ½ inch. So I'm going to measure from this ½ inch downward like this, all the way to this point. What I have there is about 9.5. 9.5. Then I'm going to come here now. I'm going to check whatever I have here. It is better for you to have an allowance than not to, for it to be shorter. What I have there is about 10.5, which is good. I added the allowance which you're going to be joining. It is perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and connect that point up. I'll be cutting. Ooh. I'll be cutting. Remember, the length is included with my sewing allowance. So first of all, I'm just gonna do like this. You can go ahead and add pocket to it if you want. If you don't want, you leave it up like this. So for the back, what I'm going to do is I'll just simply cut it up like this. You can see, right? Cut it up like this. Open it up. Then I'll go ahead and zipping up the front like this, not too deep but deeper, more than the. I'm going to notch the front of the sleeve. I'll also go ahead now to fold it back and notch up my center of the sleeve. Fold it into two, making sure everything is good and perfect. I will notch the center of the sleeve. I've notched that up. Now we have the downer part cut up, the sleeve and the dress itself. Now for the downer part, I think I'm going to use a flay. I'll be using a flay for this part. Because I think this fabric is gathered and still go. I'm going to use flay. So now, what I'm going to do is to fold my fabric into two and fold it again like this into four. I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to go ahead. Let's see what I have there. This thing is falling in. I still have more than enough fabric. So what I'm going to do to make a flay, first of all, we have to stitch everything up together for the dress. Then measure up whatever we have, and then before we can go ahead and start, but I'll not be doing so. I'm simply going to go ahead and cut it at once. If it is bigger, then we do a little bit of gather for it. It's fine. I'm going to be cutting. Let's see what I have there. It's about 33. I'm going to cut two pieces because I want it to be a little bit folded. This fabric is quite very light. 33. Let me do 30 for here. Okay. Now, normally for us to do a flare, what we normally do is after stitching this up together like this, after stitching it up here, we'll go ahead and measure up whatever I have and divide it by. So what I have there is about 10, let's just say by round should give me 10. This is already 20. It should be 40. 40. I'm gonna fold into 2. Fold into 2, then I fold it again into 4. Into 2, fold it again into 4. Flare is gonna be shorter, so I'll also do the same thing here into 2. Then I fold it again. I think this one is yeah, because I cut the other one at into 4. I'm doing this because I want it to be thicker. You can make it step by step if you wish. 2 steps, one step by step. Now, this is what I have. Now, we're going to take that 40, divide it by 6.28, or I should divide it by 4. If I take 40 divided by this, it's going to give me 10, but let me go ahead and divide it by 6.28. So 40, let's see, I'm going to be using 40 divided by 6.28 is going to give me 36. I'm going to be using 6. I'll come at this edge like this. I'm going to do 6 here. Come here. I'm going to do 6. You can still go ahead and divide it by 4, okay? I mean, I'm doing my own that I know. Divide it by 6. Sometimes I do it by 4, depending on what I'm working on. I'll connect this part up. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark up the length of it. Like I said, I didn't want it to be that long, okay? So I'm going to be using 9.5 inch from there. 9.5 inch from here. I want it to be something that I could be able to wear legging on it. 9.5 inch and 9.5 inch. Okay. Nine and a half inch. Let me see. This one is looking like 9.5 inch. Set it this one. 9.5 inch right there. Yeah. I'll be leaving at least half an inch here. I'll be joining it to my alarm. It's not even up to, yeah. You can make your flare longer. Eh? That one is up to you. It's yeah, this is what I want. Okay. Is it my sleeve that I've thrown on the floor like this? My 2 sleeves. Okay, we'll move the sleeve aside. Move this aside. We have all our pieces cut now. When you cut up the circle, this is what normally it look like. Yeah. That's like you can use this to make it what? If you're making a bonnet cap, make it bigger, you can use it to make a bonnet cap. You can use it to make this there's a sleeve I saw now that the stitch is kind of folded over like this. It has that, you stitch here, then they then add it up like this. It has like, it's like this sleeve. I'm giving you ideas. So now I'm going to go ahead. I have to mark up my dots at this other side as well. If I had a tracing wheel, I would just go ahead and use my tracing wheel for this. But anyway, I don't have a tracing wheel. So here, this is the waistline. Keep that line. I'm just simply going to go ahead and trace off those points, those start in there. Okay, so when I'm stitching, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not really drawing all the lines. But ask me, what am I really doing? Here too, and here, and here. I'm gonna map the nipple to nipple. Remember that here we had an zipper allowance. So when you're marking up your nipple to nipple, the zipper allowance, we actually left about half an inch here. The zipper allowance has to be away. So I'm going to be marking 4 inch. Remember, which is actually 4 inch. It was 3.5. Our nipple to nipple was 7 divided by 2 gave me 3.5. Since we're cutting it on the fabric itself, we add ½ inch to it. From the hip depth line, go up by ½ inch. From here, this is the back. We're not going down. Don't make that mistake. So this point, I'm going to go ahead and just mark ½ inch in ½ inch both sides. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to this point. I'm just doing this so that it'll be easier for me when I'm stitching. I just go ahead and fold those points up. But sometimes you do suggesting. I will mark it up here, nipple to nipple, 4 inch and 4 inch. Place it up like this. Connect straight line, bust point line, go down by 1 inch. If you're that bossy, go down by 1.5 inch. Now ½ inch and ½ inch. From the hip depth line, go up by 2 inch. And connect this up like that. And this up like this. And this part up like so. Like that. And like this. You think that this is gonna trace it? I wanted to do it an off shoulder. You know, that one shoulder like that. I did not, a little bit. So from here, we go in by ½ inch. About ½ inch right there. Then we put the nipple to nipple, that's our 4 inch. Here, which is almost there, and we're going to connect the line up straight line all the way straight downward. Then mark ½ inch, ½ inch, and ½ inch. From the hip depth line, go up like 2 inch. This point, we're connecting it up all the way to the chest line. Okay. it's time for you to start stitching. Are you ready to stitch? Okay, so what I'm going to do is to stitch. Stitching time. Stitching time. Stitching time. Let's take another live stream on Facebook. That's stitching time. My connection is even poor. So I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, now it's time for us to stitch. Ooh, see? Let me come and clean up that tape. If not, that chalk will be all over my body. It's one thing I don't like about this chalk. Now, I had already set my machine. That's what we're simply going to do. So you can see the fabric I'm working on is quite very light. So if I had a lining, I would have gone ahead to add a lining inside. But first of all, it is for summer, so it's just perfect for this season, right? I'm gonna go ahead and fold this and also do the same thing here. Bring it up like this. Fold it up, my dots. Making sure I have that 1/2 inch. You know, because this fabric is not stretchy, this is what actually is going to make the dress to fit us. Like that. Like this. And like this. I want to make sure that when we are stitching, we have to end where that 2 inch that went up the back. We're going to stitch it all the way to the top. And here I'm simply going to do the same. Pick that part up like this. I'm gonna pin. I'm gonna pin here. From YouTube, you can follow me up on Facebook, Anita Handmade Creation. From Facebook, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also support me on YouTube by giving me gifts, which is going to go a long way, or actually being a member of my channel. It's going to help me a long way. I realized that I had one member. I was so happy yesterday. I was like, hey, one member on YouTube, a new member. So happy. My pin here. Once we're done pinning, we just take it and stitch. Thank you. I have about 47 people watching me from YouTube, which is very encourageable, making me to want to do more live every day for you people. You guys are making me to come here every day. Yeah. No. Sorry guys, I'm doing something for you. My tablet is not working. I want to see, maybe I have a comment somewhere. I said go out now. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is it, I think so. incorrigible. I'm never like, of recently I just started doing live sewing. I mean, my needles, I put them here. I don't know why I put them. My sewing needles. Of recently I just started coming live on YouTube. I wasn't doing that before. But recently I just decided like, Ita, why not do so? No? So when I always do this, I always like to cross check if what I have there is 7 in. Yeah, it's 7 in. So we've just pinned this part up. This is what we're going to make our dress to be fitted at the front. Right. Now it's time for us to start stitching. Stitching. Stitching time. So I've set my machine. It's like I need to disconnect that. Or where is it? This is it. Okay. I'm also going to make sure that I have my iron on so that if you want to press anything, I quickly run here and connect my iron on so that if I want to press anything, I will come and press it quickly. Okay guys, so it's time for us to start stitching. I'm gonna stitch. This is the back, so we're stitching all the way from the chest line right there. And first of all, check if my needle is, everything is set well. The thread was not well. Let's put it. Mama. Okay. 3, 3, and 3. I always like to put at 3 and sew everything at 3. I'm gonna start from here. Now it's stitching well. As I stitch and go, I remove my pin so I will not be able to, I should not break my needle. Even though sometimes I can stitch through I prefer not to. See, that chalk is just everywhere. You can know that this dress I'll not be adding any lining to it. It's for me, but if you're making it for somebody, please go ahead and add the lining to it. Except maybe they didn't give you money for lining. It's always advisable for you to add lining to a dress to make the inside neat and professional. Okay. Okay. Now I'll go ahead to join the side seams. You can quickly just run and go ahead and press that up. Cross check it if it is 7-inch, which is good to go. Alright. Gonna be joining all the side seams of it. I mean the sleeve. I always like to join up, the shoulder together. First, I always like to join the shoulder, then add my sleeve to it before going ahead to. That's the most easiest way I find to join a sleeve to a dress. So add a sleeve to a dress. I always like to join up the shoulder before I go ahead and add up the sleeve to the side seam. Before I go ahead to stitch the side seams. Okay. Stitch it by half pin. Like I said, if you're making it for yourself, you can go ahead not adding up lining. You're making for somebody, it is good for you to add up lining to it. This is for me, so simply I'll go ahead and make it. I just did something. I forgot something. I was supposed to turn the neck depth first. You just have to do the neck the other way around. The turning of the neck the other way around. Okay, let me go ahead and at least press the shoulder. And this my fabric is quite very light. I have to be careful not to go ahead and burn. Remember, pressing up your dress must always give you, will always give you that finish, professional finishing. Yeah. Apa gana?
Ini kau amula.
Oh, yeah. It's good. Warm. So another idea came on my head right now for the sleeve. Another idea just came in. Anyway, let's do the main sleeve. That's just it. So in my sleeve, this is how I always like to. Where's the other one? Okay. I always like to add it up, press it up like that. Like this. Like I said, if you have lining, go ahead and add up lining to your project. Don't mind me here. So remember that we notched the front of the sleeve, which is this one. I notched it up, and I also notched the center. When I'm picking this up, I'll just place it up like that to see. Bring it all the way to here. Wait. Let's see. Bring it up. And it was bigger. It is big for it to be bigger. So I'm just going to pin up the center right there. I'll also do the same thing to this other one. This is the front of the sleeve, which we already notched, facing the front side of the dress. I'm just going to pin only the center of it. Just the center. And I'll take now, I will stitch. If you're watching from YouTube, you're not following me from Facebook, please go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Let's be everywhere. So I'll just go ahead and adjust the sleeve as I stitch and go around. Right? This is what I'm actually going to be doing. I'm stitching about making sure I'm not pulling anything up, okay? I have about, what do you say? About some inch that is bigger. No big deal. Check on this side. See if everything is good to go. Let me check if everything is stitching well. Okay. I'll simply go ahead and do the same thing to the other side of it. You want to do it and making sure you're not pulling anything off. This time around is your dress. You want to stop to adjust anything, make sure that your needle is down first of all. You're not pulling anything off. Go through it gently, a bit by bit. We still have some inches big on the sleeve. Remember, we added some inches. When we didn't measure, the other one was 9.5, while this one was 10.5. I will go ahead cross check it to see everything is fine. Right. I'm going to do some zigzagging. Of course, here I'll do zigzagging, because if not, it's going to be like after zigzagging, I went back to my normal stitch. Place this up and do it up like that, making sure I arrange it as I stitch everywhere. And just arrange it. Like I said, you're not supposed to be pulling anything, but naturally go ahead and stitch it naturally without pulling or anything, because if you pull, by the time you're done stitching, it will look like some kind of river right there, or pull it. You know what I mean, right? Next time I want to arrange anything up, I'll just go ahead and why is this one bigger like this? No, this one's too much. This one is too much. Too much. It's supposed to be at least 1 inch. Not too much. At least 1 inch that I took. Let me see from here. Maybe I did not notch the center like that. Okay, let me go ahead and place this one first. Go to my left hand. Oh, you didn't even go away. How? Take your time. Whatever you do, you take the hem, stitch. You know, don't rush yourself out. Just take your time and stitch. You know how you look. You can do it. Stitch it. Right? Take your time and stitch. No need for you to rush yourself up. Just be stitching and going. If you feel more comfortable having your sleeve the other way around, just fine. It's fine. It's fine by me. Whichever way you can add up your sleeve is good to go. I prefer this way. I'm gonna go ahead and first check everything is fine. Then I will run a zigzag stitch right there. So I said, if you're making it for somebody, it is good for you. So this stitch is right there. If I'm making it for somebody, I have to go ahead and add the lining. I'll just cross check. If everything is looking good, you can go ahead now, press it up to lay everything flat. I'll be joining up my side seams right now. Side seams, I'm gonna just place it up like this. Trim up any edges, any allowance that is remaining. I will advise you to kind of go ahead now and hem off your sleeve first before you join up the side seams. That's one thing I also like to do. So I'm just going to join up, starting from the down part all the way to the top. I'll be doing, I added 1 inch, right? So I'm going to be doing, what that was 2 here. Tiny sleeve. Let me check here. Good. Yeah, it's good. Now I will do the same thing to this other piece. Other side of it. I'll still start from the down part of it to the top part of it. I'll stitch about 1 in. Okay. I'll trim any excess that I don't really need there. The excess that I don't need to be here. Then I'm going to go ahead and run some zigzag stitch. A zigzag stitch. If you have an overlock machine, it's easier, make your work so easy for you. Pim, pim, pim. Okay, I'm gonna zigzag. I'll run a zigzag stitch from the top to the right time for you to go and press the side seams now. Before we go ahead and add a flare to it. I'm gonna do that. Press it up to lay it. Everything flat. So that's the way we're supposed to do. Okay, now this is what we have. Right, we are almost done. We're almost there. I'm going to open this one. Like I said, I wanted it to be a short dress, and it is. Open this up, one side of it. That's supposed to be. Go ahead and open up the other side too. We'll join it up. This way is going to be fuller, and we'll gather it a little bit. Just gonna join. Then I will take and stitch. So this is what we have. See, we have one big circle. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to just stitch with the longest stitch of our machine so that we'll be able to pull, or you can gather this up. I'm going to pull it a little bit for it to fit on this part here, okay? So when we pull it, we want to make sure that whatever we should have, this is what we have. This is what we have for this part. That's why we cut 2 circles of it, not one. So imagine me trying to install this here. I have to put this here. Look at it. Look at this. All this is going to be remaining. Almost 1 circle, you see, right? So what we want to do is to just gather it a little bit to whatever we have there. I'm gonna set my machine at the longest stitch that I have. We're gonna be stitch that up. See my fabric interested in what is going to gather more? No. So as you can see, my fabric is a bit light. That's why you can see it is. Okay. This is my circle. I want to be able to make it so be able to fit that dress. Now it's too big, you see, right? When I make it like this, it's much older. Huh? Why is this one making like this? It's a batchy glue. I should sit there and the thing will just go off. I was seeing everything was kind of. Okay. Let me check this other one too. At least it's 27. My phone almost went off. I didn't know, eh? I didn't know. Okay, so I'm gonna gather it a little bit. Remove one thread. You can do stitch 2 thread. Right? You can stitch 2 so that you'll be able to just pull. I'm removing one, so gather it just a bit of it, not so much. Nine. Aku ini. Aku ada.
You take a video.
Ya. Ora não me vídeo tá. Como que não é? Ya.
Mo ba kaya tuk iya mo?
Abena na.
Tuk.
Ajuno na. Abena na.
They took
Vai tu how?
a video.
Nene. Onde tu monga? Ende chimo kani awudunga video tichuk.
Ma.
Mokala. Oh shit. Let's see what happened. This is one thing I don't like doing this thing because it's always fun. I don't like doing this thing because it's always kind of at the end of the day it will just break along the line. I don't know if it is the way I'm pulling it or the way the thread is. So this time around I'm going to use this 2 thread. I was happy almost there. Huh? So I'm going to be stitching 2 threads this time around. No, I say. That was a no so. Let's see. Chain noise. Chimbagwe. Eh? Yeah, chin ocean amga. Che tichu. Moham neno. Then ocean. Mama gana juk chin ocean tichu. Ale maka. Nó xin bị bà đâu biết chứ nó chết. That's what you want, don't you? Chứ mà cái này bà đâu biết nhỉ? Áo cái phá luôn.
Chưa mà.
Mà cái tờ mà cái à. I have to do another second stitch. Teach you. Ellie, more for other much a dunum garum. Do mama hamaju. I wanted to stitch through it, but let me see. Let's see. Let's be patient a little bit. Gentle and pull. A little bit. And so you can make your flare longer, right? I don't want to make mine longer because I want to be able to wear it with legging. Okay, and then we are almost there. The idea is for us to pull it so that we'll be able to fit to the other, to that. I'm gonna start this thing here like this. Better do it from this other side in case. I want to leave at least 1 inch here and 1 inch here. So just go ahead and so that it should fit to the hem of that dress. Okay, this is what we have here. Go ahead now, measure of whatever I have here. This down part. That's 9.5. Now I want to make sure that whatever I should have here should be 39, which I think this is less than. I think I pull it a lot. Is it here? Oh, what are we? Where was I pulling? So we just go this other way, this other way. Okay. Shear it up to be that 39. What I have there, I don't think it's up to 39.5. You can even cut up 3 circles to make it more fuller at the hem, right? Okay. Cuma ke barawa honyi. Au jigo. Ama ina cha honyi. we have about 29. Still have a long way to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, wow. Beautiful. Mama batu mama. The idea is for us to gather it a little bit. Just a bit. Why is this making like this? Are you okay? I'll go ahead and we'll check it again. If it is 39.5, then we can go ahead and join that up. Yeah. You see her? This is 35. Aku rana chair. Maka rana chair. Sha usuponi chi. Mara namba better mo no. Awo beti. Ayamoke nongo. Amoke nongo. Yeah. Auntie, I'm a number better much as upon it better teach. Okay. It's time for us to go and stitch. We're done. Okay guys, so it's time for us to join it up to this part. Okay. Listen right side facing right side. Join that up while putting everything up. You can pin that up if you wish to. I'm gonna be stitching it from the right side of it, making sure that everything is good and perfect to go. And I'll be stitching on the gather. Like I said, you're supposed to leave at least 1 inch the back without cutting it, okay? Why are you cutting like this? Mola namba wenye shimo kwa wenye kicho. Mama la mama onajo. Hey, you mama carry.
Hey, mommy.
Remember the reason we did gather it just because we wanted it to fit to the downer part of this dress. Okay, that's the reason we gather it up. If not, we will have gather it up. So I'm just trying to adjust everything up, making sure just a bit of gather, not too much. I didn't even want it. I'm stitching about just a bit. bit of gather, just a bit. Here I think I have a lot of gather, and then that other thread that we used to gather, we're gonna pull that out. Simply go ahead. This is the twisty here. Like I said, it was a simple dress for something like this, right? Someone can wear and go to church. Okay, now before I go ahead now to close the back, before I go ahead to close the back, I'll have to turn up the neck of it to keep it neat. Okay. Let's see, before I go ahead I have to measure up whatever I have there. I can just go ahead and do it up like this. Normally I was supposed to do this before. Place it up like this. In fact, I started it up today. Let's see what we have there. I'm going to take one of the pieces that I have from right here. Like I said, I was supposed to do this before, but I'm doing it now. So I'm just going to take this piece, fold it into two, like this, and place it on it to cut exactly what I need. You see the uncut there? Maybe up a little bit to make it a little bit wider. Like that. go ahead. Practically, you can see me cutting off the lining for the back and the front together. It's supposed to even give me that V. I'm supposed to follow up the V, but here I don't have the V. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead. Place right side facing right side. Okay. We're using this up to turn up the neck, then we'll add a hemming gun to it to stick it to the clothes. If I do so, make sure that this part here, like this. I'm gonna be just placing right side of it facing right side, and I'll be stitching that up by 1/2 inch. Let's see, like that. Like this. Then once we're done doing so, the last part of it is just to go ahead and add up a hemming gum. And the last part is to add up a zipper to it, right? A zipper to our dress. Yeah, I'm gonna notch. You can go ahead and top stitch. Alright, top stitch. But since I'm going to be adding up a hemming gun to it, I'll just press that up to keep everything neat. Alright, so let me just quickly press this a little bit. Not a little bit, let me press it up. Just to keep it neat. We'll add up. Take time and press this part up. Okay, guys, it is coming out just as we wanted. Right. So I'm not done yet. Just want to show you what it look like, something like this. You can see we're not done yet. Maybe I'll just hold it up. At the back it's kind of short. Like I said, it's something that I'll be putting on with my legging. You can see you will not press it up, even though I still think that this part is kind of too high. I should have made it a little bit more deeper. Alright, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. See? Come on. So the only thing now we have to do is to add up the zipper to it. Before I go ahead to add up the zipper, I'm going to check all. I'm adding up an invisible zipper to this dress. My check, my measurement. My round waist is no, it's too weak. Yeah. No, waist is so. Meaning that I still have to hold some inches here. Let me go ahead and add up my zipper. My zipper, my zipper, my zipper. Is it even the longest zipper that I have? I almost forgot. I'm supposed to zigzag this up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to zigzag that up. So first of all, I'm going to take off a choke. This thing has fallen again. I'm just going to go ahead and measure where my zipper is going to be ending. Here. I'm going to measure from here all the way to 18. I'll also mark that zipper all the way to 18 on the right side of it. Okay. Now it's time for us to go ahead and add up the invisible zipper. But before we do so, I want to quickly go ahead and zigzag this up since we don't have an overlock machine. Okay. We don't have an overlock, so we go ahead to keep it neat, a little bit neat. Dog green night. I'm just gonna fold it over like this, and from that zipper downward, this is it. My pin. Then where's that place? From here downward, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch. Where is this? From where? From here. Stitching. Oh, about 1 inch inward. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and place this up to see, because I realized that this part was a little bit longer than the other one, so I had to adjust it for my zipper to be fitted well. Alright. Okay, now we can go ahead, press that open and up our zipper. So we're going to go ahead now and out of the zipper, and we'll be done. We hem it up, and the rest of the stuff is gonna be I'm just folding up that zipper allowance inward. To make things more easier for me when I'm doing that. Oh. Okay guys, so the thing now we have to do just to add up the zipper. fold 10, about half an inch, then hem the sleeve, add up the hemming gum here, like this for the neck, and our dress is going to be done and you're ready to go. It's not that short, but it's short. Okay. Okay. See? So I'm going to go ahead and add up the zipper. I'll be doing that off camera because I want to do something else. Then I'll put it on to show you guys the finished look of it. Right? This part, like this, I use those if we need a little bit of time. So I'll be adding up the zipper. We are done already. Hem it, hem the sleeve, add of hemming gum here. Those are just the 3 basic things to do. And boom. Thank you so much. So much. Hope to see some other time. Bye.